In this Tegrity video, we're going to take a look at the edit function in the actions menu. And so we're in Tegrity in a class. And the first thing we need to do is to choose which Tegrity recording we're going to edit. And so we'll just do the first one here, put a check in the box. The edit command is in the actions menu down here in the lower left. And so we hit the drop-down arrow and choose edit. And that will open the Tegrity reader along with a series of edit commands down in an action menu down in the lower left here. And so this is the standard Tegrity reader. It's the same reader you would see if you were reading one of your videos, or if your students were reading one of your videos, or watching one of your videos, not reading, but watching. And so this is the timeline here. Each one of these little segments is a chapter. Chapters are determined when you change the PowerPoint slide in your presentation, the length of the recording, and where you are in the timeline, along with standard buttons here. And so let's take a look at what you can do. Let me move this up so you can see this. And so if we click on the drop-down menu here, you can cut, add closed captioning, edit a chapter, import a video clip, or add a searchable keyword. And so let's say you make a mistake and you want to cut a piece of the video out, and so you choose cut, or a piece of the recording out. And that opens a from and a to box along with an apply button. And so the easiest way to do that is to play the recording, and when you reach a point when you want to make the cut, pause the video or pause the recording, click on the from, and I'm just going to move the slider along here, which by the way is another way to do it if you know the exact place here. And so click on from, and then it will put your position in the timeline down here in the from box. Continue to play until you reach the end of where you want to stop, and then hit the to button, and that again will move your position in the timeline down here, and then you click on apply, and this segment of video will be removed, and the part before it and the part after it will be joined. And so good if you make a mistake and you want to cut a piece out, and we'll talk about how to replace that piece in just a second here. Next choice you can make is to add closed captioning. And so you click on closed captioning, and you have to create the file. It's a rather tedious and complicated, well, I don't know about complicated, tedious process to do that, time-consuming. And Tegrity has instructions on that at help.tegrity.com if you're interested in doing. And so following their instructions, you've created the file, saved it on your hard drive, you select it, and then apply it, and it will add the captions to your chapters. Next thing you can do is edit the chapters, and so by default each one of these little chapters doesn't have a name to them, and you know, it might be nice for your students if you gave them a name relevant to what the chapter was about. It says chapter 1 here because I had already changed that to chapter 1. But this is what it looks like when you just do a straight recording. And so this is what you get here. And so these are each one of the chapters here. And so let's say I wanted to name that. I would choose that, click on edit, and then up here put in whatever title I wanted, any kind of searchable keyword I wanted, and that would create a title underneath that chapter. So when the student opens your presentation, they'll see the PowerPoint slides, each one of the PowerPoint slides for each chapter, but they'll also see a title and give them some idea about what the chapter is about. And so it's a little help for your students there. Another thing you might want to do is import a video clip. And so you choose import video clip, and here's the way to replace it. And so if you made a mistake and you did your cut, and then you went back into Tegrity and re-recorded whatever it is that you had recorded originally, and now you want to put it back in, you just move the slider along to the point at which you want to put it in, or once again, just play until you reach the point where you want to add, pause, hit at, and it will move that place on the timeline here. And I'm doing this with the slider here, and so you might see it off by a second here. That's because the slider is actually in between 325 and 326, and so what's going to appear down here is the one where it's closest. Easiest thing to do is to just play it, and then there will be no question about where you want it added. And so if it's a Tegrity video, you download it, save it on your hard drive, find it, and select it, hit apply, and it will just plug that in there, and now you have re-recorded your mistake. You can also add other videos like from secondary sources or something that you created outside of Tegrity, but it has to be in the .asf format in order for you to add. So if it's not recorded in Tegrity, it has to be in .asf. If it's not already recorded in .asf, then you have to use a video editing software to change the file to ASF. Media Services can help you with that if you need help. Another use for this is to put two Tegrity recordings together. And so download one, go all the way to the end on the first one, and then import the video clip at the end of the first one, and that will fuse the two of them together. And so the last thing you can do is just add searchable keywords here. I've already added classical conditioning, and so you could add whatever words you want here as keywords, and then they become searchable in your presentation by your students. And that's what you can do with editing.